We are surrounded by people all around us all the time. There are family members, there are friends, and then there are strangers. So everywhere we go, we are among people. But the ultimate fact is we are individuals among these people, surrounded by everyone, but we are still individual. If you are sleeping, you are giving rest to yourself, only your body. If you are eating, then you're feeding your body. And all the decisions what you're making, even if somebody else is taking decisions for you, but it's all about you. It will affect you. Even if the decisions are taken by anybody else for you, it will affect you only. And if the decision goes wrong, it happens all the time when somebody else is taking decision for you, and when the decision, so that's the fight. There is the fight when people start taking this. So that's the most thing happens in a family or anywhere when people start taking decisions for you. Actually, they want to control you, and that's what we fight. So that's the freedom of ours. So that's individuality of ours, which is trying to fight that. So we don't want to be controlled. But this is happening in some subconscious level. We are not aware of it. But that's what the most important part we need to understand, that individuality. So that is what we lose when we are living in mind. And people are affecting us all the time when we are living in the mind. People are influencing us all the time when we are living in the mind. And what is mind? Mind creates a fake me. A me which is combination of, so if I say mind or if I say ego, it is the same thing. It is exactly the same thing. Your mind is creating a me which is actually not there in reality. A mind is just a faculty to understand things, analyze things, but it doesn't create a me. If you jump inside of yourself and try to find that me, if you call your mind, your thought process as me, but then that thought process is accumulation. It's an accumulation of impressions. It's an accumulation of every experiences, whatever we are gathering from everywhere around us, from our family and friends and strangers, or even just watching things on social media or TV. So mind is just an accumulation of, so thoughts are just accumulation of whatever is happening, impressions, whatever is happening around us. So it is a limited database. So if you think you are mind, then mind is just thoughts. So how can you be thoughts which is just an accumulation, which is not yours? You are picking up these thoughts from everywhere else. If you think you are the body, then body is something which is depending on the food. So food makes body. And when we go to sleep, body is still working. It's not working as what you want. You can't stop your breathing. You can't stop the flow of blood. Body is doing its own thing. So that's what happens when, if you see bodies mind, thoughts changes very quickly. Like in flash of seconds, thoughts change. Body is also changing all the time. Every second body is changing, but the change which you see on the body is so slow that we just miss the change. But if you just go back and reflect on your age, when you go backwards, you can see body is changing all the time. So how can you be something which is changing all the time automatically? You're feeding it, but it's changing automatically as per its own age. And mind, thought process are changing every second. Today you must be thinking something, tomorrow something else. If you just go back and see, the thoughts are changing all the time, depending on the circumstances around you. And again, a difference between a dead body and a living body is the consciousness. So that's the third thing. So which we are, the conscious energy, or the life-giving power, or what we can say, your soul or your spirit. So that's what we are. But if you are thinking your mind or your thoughts, or if you're thinking your body, if that's your me, then that's totally false me, because thoughts changing all the time, and they are just impressions which we are grabbing from around us. Body is just accumulation of food. Mind is just accumulation of thoughts. So there is no me actually. And your soul, what you are actually, is just same. It's a conscious energy. Conscious energy outside of me and conscious energy inside of me is just same. So if you see waves coming in the ocean, every wave has different structure, different power, but at the end of the day it's same water. So if every wave starts thinking it's different, it's the same way the conscious energy in you and conscious energy, which is creative energy, which is around us, it's the same thing. So that's where we go wrong. We think that we are the mind or we are the body, and that's how we create a me. And so me is created, but body is really solid form. It cannot do anything until and unless mind is making it do things. So mind is the software and body is the hardware. So my body uses mind to communicate, and mind is also communicating at the same time, and everything is working independently actually. So if you see, you're picking up thoughts independently, your body is breathing independently, it is pumping blood independently. Even if you're sleeping, it is pumping blood all the time. So it is doing its own thing, and the mind is doing its own thing. It is just picking up things from outside. So there is no me actually. That's where we all go wrong. And this me is the ego. And this me, which is the mind, is just ready to be influenced. See, something happens and obviously there will be a reaction on mind, and mind will manifest the same reaction on the body. And so once we see something and that get manifested on the body, so we start feeling those things, and that's how we get influenced. So mind is ready all the time to get influenced, and if you're living in your mind, you are every time losing your individuality. So there is no decision which you are making when you're living in mind is yours. It is just an influenced decisions. And that's why people say me versus me, you versus you. So what are they talking about? You're trying to get over your own limitations, but who is putting this limitation in the first place? It's your mind is putting the limitation in the first place. So you can't win the mind also. You need to understand, you cannot win the mind. If you're living in the mind, if I'm a fish living in the water, how can I win from the water? How can I win from the ocean? So if you are in the mind and you want to win from the mind, how can? Because you're living in that ecosystem of the mind. You cannot win from the mind. And mind, if we are living in the mind, there will be a ego, there will be a me, and then we are trying to protect that me all the time. And in that protection of the me, we are just ready to do things which are not even correct. We are just taking decisions, living in the mind, in totally like influenced way. And again, all these thoughts, all these impressions which we have collected over our life, they all are collected information. They all are collected in impressions. So every decision coming out of those impressions is influenced decision. And now somebody says something to us, and we just either we are retaliating, either we are moving in the same direction, or we are just all the time getting influenced by others and taking our life decision based on those impressions what we have collected. So that's how mind takes away your individuality, and it just makes you a part of the crowd. And mind is crowd actually, because if you see mind is so everyone. So if I live in a family, my parents are picking up things out of unawareness by living in mind from their surroundings, and then that generation is doing the same from their previous generation, and then same. So it's just coming as collective data, and we are just doing the same things, same mistakes. Nothing is changing, because everyone is everyone is working through same kind of information, and then everyone is ready to be influenced anytime. That's why the individuality has been lost. The consciousness, behind that decision making has gone, and fear has taken over on a lot of our decision making, and that's why there is so much suffering, because there is so much fear, and we are ready to be influenced by anybody else, everyone else, not by doing actions, or not by taking decisions based on our own consciousness. So the decision which you take has to be a conscious decision. But if it is not a conscious decision, then it is not yours. It is just influenced, and that's what everyone is doing. So we are living in a mechanical way. We are living in an automatic way. We are not living consciously. That's the problem, and that's the only reason we are losing our individuality all the time. And there is no consciousness behind our decisions also. And person who's living in mind will always be fearful. They will be very less love, and then scared, and taking decisions just based on those influences, because mind is always sitting out there to get it, ready to get influenced. Somebody said something to me and I'm ready to fight. Somebody said something to me and I'm ready to love. So this is all influenced, and we are not doing anything consciously. So you can't win from mind by living in mind. You can't change anything. You have to bring a distance from mind. So either we meditate, or either we bring awareness of our present moment, or whatever is happening. We have to establish in present moment. And once you are in present moment, the me goes away. The mind goes away. Because the mind goes away in present moment, the me goes away also. The fake me. And what remains is consciousness. And now the decisions what you're making through consciousness is the right decision what you make. So that's how it should be. We're just losing our individuality in this process, which we need, and we are individuals. So we need to be taking decisions without getting influenced and out of fear. And for that you have to come out of mind. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.